Hey guys, Brian with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana, and this is another episode of Explore the Card, number 63. You guys should be watching this video on, let me figure this out, the 19th, the 21st of April. Does that sound right? And here's a little, I wanted to throw this out there. I've had to record this. I'm going out of town for a little extended period here, so I've had to pre-record these. So some of the data that you guys always get on the Pops and Prices table, it could be outdated. Cards could sell between now and then, so I apologize. Normally I film these maybe a day or two before. This one's going to have been filmed about 13, 14 days before, to be quite honest with you. So some of the data may be skewed a little bit, but the gist of it and the basis and the foundation and the history and the aesthetics and some of the discussion that we're going to have about this card today will not change. So that being said, let me switch you guys over and show you what we're talking about today. We're talking about the 1997 Skybox Premium Player, singular player. This is card number 1. It's featuring the great Michael Jordan shooting a fadeaway jumper over what looks to be a pretty contested and contesting Lamont Murray, University of California great, real big time scorer, had a couple good years with the Clippers, but they suck so bad nobody noticed and probably doesn't remember the eye at all. I will say this. This is my first video that I'm doing per the request of one of my viewers. And so I got a message and a request from Buzzer Beater Cards on IG, Sebastian from Australia. So what other hobby is there where it just takes you all around the world? It's nuts, right? So this was a request from Sebastian in Australia, of all places. I live in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and Sebastian, hope you enjoy it. So this is episode number 63, the 1997 Premium Player Card. Let's get started by talking about where the card comes from. It comes from the 250 card 1997 Skybox Premium base set. The card, the base set has 2 checklists in it. The rookies from 97, as we've said ad nauseum on this channel when we do any card from 97, were T-Mac and Tim Duncan. The great big shot Chauncey Billups, Mr. Big Shot, was also a rookie that year, although his cards haven't seemed to carry any value. That's a cautionary tale to all of you guys out there that are collecting CJ McCollum and guys like that. The Jordan is card number 29 of the base set. In PSA 10, it's about a $275 to $300 card. And the Jordan is also card number 235 of the base set. In PSA 10, it's about a $175 to $200 card. I'm not going to take you guys through those cards as much as we ordinarily do or through the base sets because we just did this, because we just did the Thunder and Lightning. If you missed that episode, it's another 1997 Skybox Premium insert that we just did maybe a few episodes ago. So I'm not going to spend too much time, but again, I will reiterate that this set from 97 Skybox Premium has an insane 17 different inserts within it, and here they are pulled up, as you can see, and one inside and one sealed. Autographics, Century Marks, Autographics Redemption, Competitive Advantage, which is a badass card, Golden Touch, Jam Pack, Next Game, Premium Player, Reebok, Bronze, Gold, Silver, Rockin' Fire, Silky Smooth, which is a freaking mind-blowing, confusing, hinged insert, like out of the, it's just like lurking in the shadows. Nobody really knows much about it, and there's a lot of contentious opinions about whether to leave the netting or take the netting off, so that's an interesting one. Star Search, and then the aforementioned Thunder and Lightning, of course, the parallel sets of the Star Rubies, which are serial numbered to 50, and those are absolutely monster cards. But we're here today to talk about the Premium Player, which is we've got it pulled up on the screen. There are 15 cards in this set. 10 of the 15 are Hall of Famers. Yes, that's a 2 out of 3 ratio, or a 66.6% Hall of Fame rate. If you're a nerd like me, you can round it up to 67. No true imposters in here. Camby and Kittles are the closest thing, but as we've talked about before, Camby was a Defensive Player of the Year, an all-defensive juggernaut, and then Kerry Kittles was just a really damn good player out of University of Villanova, from the great state of Louisiana, St. Augustine High School down here in New Orleans, and got a chance to watch him play for 4 years in high school, of course, being down here playing high school and graduating the exact same year. So draft pick of the New Jersey Nets, and Kerry Kittles is a really good player in the pros as well. So they're not true imposters, but Camby and Kittles would be the weakest of all the players on here. Good news is that the Premium Player insert set does include the big 3. So Jordan's in here, Kobe's in here, Shaq is in here. So 67% Hall of Fame rate, the big 3 included, no real imposters in here. No Terrell Brandon, or anything like that. So not a bad idea for you set collecting folks out there. This might be one to keep an eye on. Really high pack odds. The premium player were inserted 1 in 192 Series 1 packs. Series 1 only. Remember that, not Series 2 like the Thunder and Lightning. That makes Jordan, with a 15 card insert set, 1 in 2,880 pack odds. Exactly the same pack odds as the Thunder and Lightning. The Thunder and Lightning seems to get more of the attention, despite that they have the similar pack odds, and this premium player insert set checks all the boxes with the big three and the high Hall of Fame rate, and even higher Hall of Fame rate than the Thunder and Lightning. Maybe it's because the Thunder and Lightning glowed in the dark. Maybe it's because the Thunder and Lightning reminds people of 1993 Scoring Kings. I don't really know, to be quite honest with you. Let's talk about the card itself. I've got it pulled up here. This is my copy. I've got the PSA 10 copy, which I not so notoriously set the all-time record highest paid price for. But this is my PSA 10. It is a good-looking PSA 10. I don't see any glaring errors or deficiencies or anything like that. The card's gorgeous, man. Like I said, it's MJ shooting a jumper over Lamont Murray, and I can't tell who this other Clipper is. We could probably formulate a guess, but there were so many completely mediocre 6'8" wings for the Clippers for about a 30-year period that it could be any of them. Either way, that guy's not contested. Lamont Murray looks like he might get a fingertip on it, but we know he doesn't. Premium player Jordan, and the narrative on the back with a great picture of Jordan telling everybody to calm the F down, please. The last time someone questioned Michael, he was still shooting for his first NBA title. In the 5 full seasons he has played since then, the Bulls have won 5 championships. The 9-time scoring leader and 4-time MVP is arguably the best player in the glorious history of the league. Of course, we know he would finish this off with a second three-peat and then become unanimously, even with, I guess some young folks today may argue LeBron, who just, congrats LeBron, you won a play-in game last night. That's really great. But I think most people would agree that after Jordan concluded his career with 6 of those rings, at least for about a 20-year period, he was the undisputed GOAT. Now, of course, everybody needs a conversation, and the talking heads love to talk. So we've thrown LeBron into the conversation and just dismiss the fact that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar exists, but that's another story for another video and just a bunch of old people talk. Let's give the people what they want. What do you guys want? We know what you want. You want the pops and prices, and so I've got it pulled up with this handy-dandy table that I've created for you guys. As always, I've got the 2 Gem Mint grades and then the 2 Mint grades for PSA and for BGS. So the thing that stands out to me first, and I'm sure you'll agree, is look at the PSA 10 BGS 9.5 combined gem rate between the 2 companies. Yikes. 28. That is no joke. 2880 pack odds is pretty tough. And then a 12% gem rate and 11% gem rate is a little higher than we see on some of these Jordan inserts from the 90s, especially these high-end ones that we're looking at right now, or mid to high-end inserts. So the gem rate's a little high, but that just talks to the scarcity of the card itself. Like if we combine the total graded, there's only been 239 ever graded by the 2 grading companies. And who knows, as I always say, who knows how many of those were cracking resubs? I don't know. I know if I had a great looking PSA 9 and it was worth $1,800 and I could crack it and take 7 chances at it and it only cost me $700 to get a $10,000 plus card for a PSA 10, it might be worth a shot, especially if the gem rate's 12.9%. I mean, maybe some of those 9s can be cracked and resubbed and gotten, changed to 10s. I don't know. Who knows? The other thing that stands out to me, though, is the price of the PSA 9 and the BGS 9. And this is really squirrely, right? To quote my dad, he likes to use the word squirrely for odd or strange or surprising. Look at the PSA 9 last sold and look at the BGS 9 last sold in column number 4. The BGS 9 outsold the PSA 9. I can't remember the last time, guys and gals, that we've been doing these Explore the Card episodes where the BGS 9 was more valuable than the PSA 9. Then you throw into the fact that the PSA 9 is a pop 34, the BGS 9 is more than double that at 74, and then the PSA 9 gem rate is lower than the BGS 9 gem rate. It just seems odd, and so maybe there was something that skewed that last PSA 9 sale. If you go all the way to the next to last column, you'll see the PSA 9 is on a 38% downward trend, and here I can pull it up for you guys. Here's the PSA 9 trend over the last 2 years. So there's the last sale. See, it dropped all the way to 1846. The one before that was healthy $3,000, which was significantly more than the BGS 9. But the trend on the PSA 9, this last sale, let's look and see why. I don't know. It was on eBay. Maybe the eBay seller, maybe there's something wrong. Maybe there's a clear defect, even though it was in a PSA 9 slab. Maybe the eBay seller wasn't vetted or reputable. I don't know, but it seems odd because the BGS 9 looks like it's on the uptick. It dipped as low as 1,100 just about 5 months ago, and now look, it's gone up 3 consecutive times to 1860. So, which is a higher sales price than the last PSA 9. And that last PSA 9 wasn't that long ago, I don't think, was it? When was that? What did we see? Shit, that was just a couple weeks ago. So it looks to me like somebody stole a PSA 9. That's just my general observation without doing without doing much more due diligence. The next thing that stands out to me on this Pops and Prices table is the highest ever sale price. The Pops for BGS 9.5 and PSA 10 are about the same. But the highest ever PSA 10, again, that was yours truly. I picked that up just before the National last year, was 12,600. And the highest BGS 9.5 is only 6,250. Over the last 6 months, no PSA 10s have sold. There are none listed on eBay. Spoiler alert. We're going to look at it in a second. And only 2 BGS 9.5s have sold over the last 6 months for an average price of $4,249. The BGS 9.5 is down 20% over the last 6 months. Remember, there's only 2 data points there, so not too much to rely on. Look over here in the far right column, though. Let's look at the pop. Look how many PSA 10s and BGS 9.5s have been added to the population report since April of 2021. This has been 3 years now. 2 full years now. In 24 full months, nobody has been able to crack the code and get a PSA 10 or a BGS 9.5. You can see 6 PSA 9s have been added, 7 BGS 9s have been added. There are no BGS 10s. There are no BGS 10 black labels unless something changed over the last 12 or 13 days. Again, I do want to reiterate these numbers and this data and this pop and price table was put together probably 13 days before you're going to see this video come out. Again, to recapitulate, 28 combined gem copies between PSA and BGS. And combined PSA and BGS gems have sold only two times over the last 6 months. What's on eBay? You guys always are watching these videos and you're like, Cajun, I love it. I want to go buy one. What can I do? Well, here's what we got on eBay. When I search 1997 Skybox Premium Player, Michael Jordan, I pull up 11 results. Of course, some of these aren't going to be correct, but I pull up an 8.5 that doesn't have any bids at auction, a raw. There's going to be a good chunk of raw. A PSA 9 for $6,000, which we know is too high. A PSA 8 for $3,000, which we know is too high. A PSA 9 for $4,000, which we know is too high. Another raw, an SGC 9 coming out of the woodworks, and then a PSA 9 for way too much, and then a PSA 6, which has some sort of defect. Obviously, for some reason, a Skybox competitive advantage Pippin pulls up. I'm not really sure why, but it does. And then another Michael Jordan PSA 8 for way too much. And then we get into stuff that is not related, but sort of meets the criteria. So no PSA 10s, no BGS 9.5s, and then no really affordable BGS 9s or PSA 9s out there. So we go back to our pop table. None of this is available for anywhere near market value. So that just gives you an idea how tightly people are kind of hanging on to these bad boys. What about boxes? I'm a gambler. I want to go pull it. First one has nothing to do with us. It's a terrible description. I don't know what the hell that means. Skybox Premium Basketball Series 1 mint condition incomplete box. I don't know what that means. Is it the box he's selling? Is the box in mint condition? Are the cards in mint condition? It's incomplete. What is it? Who knows? Worst description ever. It's $12. I'm buying it right now. I'm just kidding. I don't know what the hell that is. There is one box at $2,000. Buy it now. This is the Skybox Premium. I gotta look and see if it's Series 1. I guess we can click the picture. Let's see if we can find out by looking at the picture. My eyes are little. Let's see. You guys may have to do this on your own. Premium player, there you go. So that is Series 1. It says 15 premium players. Silky Smooth is in there. Good luck finding those. Look at the pack odds on that. So it shows you the pack odds on the side of the box. That just shows you how different it was in the 90s compared to now. But $2,000 for that box. I don't know if that's realistic or reasonable or not. And then lastly, there's a retail box, which I don't know if you can pull from a Series 1 retail box or not. You guys have to do your own research on that. But that's a $700 buy it now for that one. So that's what's on eBay. What do I own and in what grade? I showed you. I don't have the PSA 8 yet, but I need to pick it up. I need to go find it at a decent price. And obviously on eBay, that doesn't exist right now. So I have the PSA 10. Obviously, I want the PSA 8 for my low-end budget Jordan collection. The PSA 10 fits nice and neatly into my high-end. The card in high grade in a PSA 10 is a high value card. So I kind of categorize Jordan cards from low, mid, high, and then Grail. Low end is $0 to $5,000. If your card in that particular grade is between $0 and $5,000, I consider that a low end card. I realize that a $4,800 card is not cheap. I'm not saying cheap. I'm just saying low end by Jordan insert standards. And then mid would be $5,000 to $10,000. High is $10,000 to $20,000. And then a Grail level card for me is $20,000 plus. Just to reiterate what my standards are on the Jordan, value Grail. The PSA 10. As we know from looking at our pop table, and you know what? The next one may not sell for over $10,000. Not that, that would make me happy because I'm holding one that I paid $12,600 for, but the next PSA 10 may be a mid-end card, maybe a four-figure card. Who knows? But PSA 10 right now is a high-end card. BGS 9.5 is a low/mid. The last one sold for $37.89, but the highest was $62.50. I'd have to see, depending on the subgrades. The next BGS 9.5 quad premium player, I think would probably push over $5,000. So I've got low/mid. We're not sure. PSA 9 and BGS 9 are definitely low-end cards that can be acquired for probably under $2,000 if I had to guess. Again, you're not going to find it on eBay right now, but if you look hard enough and you're patient and diligent enough, you probably pick one up for under $2,000. What if I have $10,800 sitting around and I've got to decide what am I going to spend my money on? I want a Jordan insert or parallel from the 90s. What is it that I'm going to spend my money on? Well, we know one option is this. One option is this PSA 10 premium player right here that you're looking at that we've been talking about all day. But another option would be the 1993 Ultra Scoring Kings, my very first card that I featured on Explore the Card, episode number 1. When I first decided to start doing these episodes as a tribute to the original Chris and Christina from House of Jordans, and a shout out to Cardboard Chronicles, who are what got me started doing social media and content on YouTube in the first place. They got me into this 90s market, along with the great Jake Roy, 90s b-ball cards, some of the OGs. But anyway, I'm off topic here. 93 Scoring Kings, last sold for $10,150, which is super sad because I paid a hellaciously lot more than that for mine. This one's had an interesting last 1 year, as you can see. It's even more sad 2 years, right? Because I think now people consider 97 too high of a pop, but the card went to $21,600 and most recently sold around $10,000. So there's option number 1, the 1993 Ultra Scoring Kings. Option number 2 is the 96 Skybox Z-Force Big Men on Court. There's a Z-Pete parallel, which is actually, I think, a little bit cheaper, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, I am very mistaken. The Z-Pete would be significantly more expensive, it looks like. But there's the Big Men on Court, which is a pop 6 in PSA 10. The Z-Pete's pop 8. I don't know. We'd have to check on that and look a little closer. Here's the problem. Card Ladder's estimating $10,000. I rolled with Card Ladder's estimate. That is not right. There is no way this card would be $10,934 if it came to auction today, because it was $5,500 in August of 2020. In fact, the BGS one just recently sold for $3,900. Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe it would sell for right at $10,000. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. We're going to include it in our comparison here. And let's say it is $10,000, right? So we'll throw it into the hat and we'll see what I think about these cards. And then lastly will be the 97 Metal Universe Championship Galaxy PSA 10, which again, I'm nice and happy to have a copy of that. And then of course the Big Men on Court, I have a 9.5, but the 10 would be really something because it's only a pop 6 card. So what would I prefer amongst those 4 cards in order? Well, card number 1, I'm going with the Big Men on Court, and I'm going with the Big Men on Court because I don't think it's a $10,000 card. I think it's worth more than that, but more importantly, it's a pop 6, and the pack odds were stupid, right? And it's just an absolutely gorgeous, intricately die-cut card that just reeks of the 90s. Card number 2, I would go with the highest pop card on the list, right? I'd go with this Scoring Kings. Even though it's a pop 97, I think this is probably the most recognizable, and it's the foundational piece of any Jordan 90s insert collector. It is the foundational piece along with the 92 Beam Team. Just my personal opinion. Third, I would go with the Championship Galaxy because it emanates from the great Metal Universe 1997 set, and this is the This is the Galaxy. It's card number 1 from Metal Universe Championship. Anything 97 Metal Universe Championship, or 98 Metal Universe just really ranks high on my list. So my personal opinion is I would reach for this card third if I had 10 grand. It's a pop 24, and as you can see, it just does not sell very often. 8 times over the last year, and it's held relatively steady up and down, you know, somewhere between that $8,000 to $12,000 mark. And then the last card that I would choose would be our card of the day, the 97 Skybox Premium Player. Again, not to discredit the card, 1 in 2,880 pack odds and pop 12. That's pretty damn rare. So anyway, all 4 of those cards would be bangers and fantastic cards for anybody to add to their collection, but that's my particular order. On the Cajun cardboard scale of Jordan card relevance, I'm giving the Premium Player a 7.5. The pack odds move it up. The fact that it's a high-end card, you know, a 5-figure card in PSA 10 moves it up. The fact that it's pop 12 moves it up. The fact that the combined gem population is only 28, and the fact that you can't really go find one right now, even if you wanted to, moves it up. So 7.5, close to an 8, closer to an 8 than a 7 for sure, but 7.5 for today's card of the day, the 1997 Skybox Premium Michael Jordan Premium Player. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. That's it. Again, another episode of Explore the Cards in the Book. Like I said, I'm recording this on the 12th, but I put the data together on like the 8th, and so I'm going to give it to you on like the 21st. And so again, if some of that data changed, if some of those cards that we saw on eBay that were listed at auction sell, forgive me, or if somebody clicks buy it now and the prices go up, it's going to skew my numbers. And so forgive me. I still think you can get some education and value out of these videos even months down the line. So hopefully you guys have a great weekend. I want you to keep collecting. I want you to stay positive in the hobby. I really want you to hit the subscribe button if you like talking about 90s cards. If you like talking about any basketball cards, hit the like button. I am now on Spotify, Apple, and Google. I don't know anything about Apple and Google. I know on Spotify you can get video because I'm uploading it with the video quality, so you can watch it on there. My primary platform, the one I'm most familiar with, of course, is YouTube. So if you're not following me on YouTube, follow me. If you're following me on YouTube, go follow me on Spotify as well. It kind of helps my numbers and helps the growth of the channel. And it's something that you guys can do for me for free, just with a simple click of the button. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Keep collecting. Stay positive in the hobby. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode number 63 of Explore the Card, featuring the 1997 Premium Player. You get one of these episodes every single Friday. Peace.